Hey guys, I am here to talk to you about how to use technology to continue to meet in community while we are in this kind of unusual, unprecedented time. Um, I'm going to try and make it as brief as possible. Some of you joined me for the live stream earlier. There are some technical difficulties on it, so I'm just going to go ahead and remake this, make it as brief as possible and concise as you can so that you can watch this later and just hopefully connect in these ways and figure out the best way to utilize these things. So let me go ahead and get started. The very first thing that I want to show you here is our web page. So some of you guys use our web page, some of you guys do not. Our web page, we're hoping, is going to become kind of a centralized hub during this time. It's going to get a little bit of an overhaul here really soon. Right now, if you scroll down, you can already see that Rick's announcement is just posted right here, embedded from YouTube for you to be able to watch. You can just click it, and it starts playing.
Services for the next.
If you go down, this is the thing I mostly want to point to you. This will be going away here shortly. This is, when people ask me, I can't find something on our website, typically the link to it is right here. Just scroll down just a little bit from the start of the web page, and you're going to find this just rolling feed. This feed lets you have a link to just about everything you need. So if you go down, I know it goes kind of fast, but you can click on any one of these little buttons down here, and it takes you to it, and it'll pause it there. So this is the 2020 Prayer and Fasting Focus. We're still doing that. It's the 30 days of fasting, one meal a day. And if you need the guide, if you need that week's prayer guide, all you have to do is just click right here, and it will download a PDF for you. If you're on a tablet, if you're on a phone, you can do the same exact thing. Just tap on it, and it will go ahead and download that straight for you. Right now, what's up here is groups and Right Now Media. This is a place where if you want to get connected with Right Now Media and you haven't yet, you just click there and it's going to send us an email or create a thing for you to send an email to us just requesting to be on that. And it's super easy, super straightforward. What you're going to see here over the next few days is you're going to see a link to announcements. So any video announcements that we put out, any announcements we put out are going to be right underneath that page. You'll see probably still groups. You'll see Right Now Media. There's the sermon archive. We're going to be adding in a link directly to our children's page. Again, all these things have ways to get to them already. So right now, if you wanted to get the children's, you would go to Ministries, Next Gen, and Children. But there is going to be a link right here, right in the middle of the screen that you just click on. It'll take you there, and it'll have things for our children's ministries for Sunday morning and sometimes throughout the week. Really anything we post for children's ministry on either Facebook or YouTube will also be right here on our website as just kind of a centralized hub. Any live services we stream will be linked to right here. They'll be right there available. There'll be a button for the live service, and then there'll also be the service will be posted right there in the sermon archive. Even right now, if you go down and you go to the sermon archive and click Listen Now, it'll take you to our current series, and these are all audio files. And then this past week we streamed it, and so here it is. That's a direct embed from our YouTube page, and but you don't have to go to YouTube. You can just do it right here, and it just starts
Where we've been.
the sermon. So I just want to point you guys to that. Another thing you can do while you're at home is, you can go through all these different things if you're bored. Past sermons, archive, and all that, just organized by year. You can give online, super easy. You just click on this, and it pops up this thing, and then all you have to do is put the amount, click the fund you'd like to give to, and one time regularly, and hit continue, and it'll just get you all set up for that. Again, our website is going to be the centralized hub for all this stuff. The reason we're not going to, it'll also be on Facebook. Most of the stuff will be on Facebook, and most of the stuff is going to be on YouTube as well. But some people don't have Facebook. Some people aren't comfortable with YouTube. And so we wanted to give something where if people don't have Facebook, we can share to them and say, hey, you don't have to be on Facebook to watch our services. You don't have to be on YouTube to watch our services. You can do it right from our website. So if anybody asked you, hey, where do I find out what's going on at Fifth Avenue? They can like our Facebook page. I would encourage that. They can follow us on YouTube, but it's also just right here, right on our website. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about was something called Talkie. Talkie is this page right here. It's talky.io. Talkie.io. And what Talkie is Talkie is a video chat that allows you to video chat with a whole bunch of people without ever downloading anything or even entering any information in. Because I know some people are really worried about downloads. They're really worried about of giving out their information. So Talkie bypasses all of that. And Talkie, all you have to do is you go down here and you type in test chat or whatever you want your room to be called. Kenny's house. And then you hit start a chat. I'm not going to hit start a chat because, as I learned during the live stream, what that will do is just kill my feed completely, and I don't know why. But it's going to take you to a menu that it just pops up. It says allow your microphone, allow your camera, and it's probably already enabled there. And if not, you just click those buttons and hit join the chat. And then in the top left, there's going to be a button that says invite. And on that button, all you have to do is click invite and it copies it. And then you can just like hop right over to Facebook and say you wanted to send the invite to somebody over here on Facebook. All you'd have to do is, so this was my old Talkie stream. So all you'd have to do is click here and either hold down Control and hit V and it'll paste it in, or right click and hit paste. It is that simple. And then once it sends it out to them, all that'll do is it'll take them straight to the screen for joining. They hit join and they're in. It's super, super easy. Why am I telling you about it? Well, Talkie and Zoom and some of the other things we're going to be talking about is a great, great way for connecting in community with one another when you can't get out of the house. We're going to be encouraging our small group leaders to be using Talkie to connect with their small groups. Talkie can do is really, really great for the video chat aspect of it. Some of you guys, if you're doing like a book study or whatever, that'll work great. If you're doing like a video study, Talkie has a share screen feature that you just click it and ask you what screen you want to share. I wouldn't recommend it for the video studies because Talkie doesn't allow you to share your computer's audio. It just shares the mic. So what I mean by that is you'll have so if I shared like a video on right now, say I wanted to show Eric Mason's Jonah study, that's what we've been going through in my small group, and I shared that screen, I would have to max my computer volume out, and then the microphone in my computer would pick up the video playing and then send it out. And so it's going to sound terrible if they can hear it at all. So I wouldn't recommend doing it that way. A way that I would recommend is just everybody's already on the computer or on a tablet or on a phone if they're using Talkie. And so just tell them, go ahead and open a new tab, or and if you don't know how to open a new tab, all you have to do is click this plus button, says new tab, opens a new tab. Just go ahead and open a new tab or open up your browser, and you will be able to go to Right Now Media and watch that video along with everybody else. As soon as you're done, come right back to Talkie, and then we can discuss it. That's honestly, it sounds complicated, but it's not. It's just a matter of it's honestly as simple as this. Hey, I'm on Talkie. Hey, I'm on Right Now. Hey, I'm back on Talkie. It's really, really easy to use. There's no time limits on your chat as far as I'm aware. We've not hit it yet if it exists. And nobody in your group has to download anything. Nobody has to share any personal information with the internet. It's all just really self-contained and really, really easy to use. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was something called Zoom. Now, Zoom it's another video conferencing software, but this one's actually a software. Okay, so what I mean by that is you'll have to download it. So if you're on a computer, you can go right over here to Resources. Make sure I'm still showing. Yep. You can go to Resources and click Download Zoom Client, and that's just going to download the thing, and you can install it. Zoom is super safe. It's used by lots and lots of people, lots and lots of organizations, lots and lots of churches for just what we're talking about, for conferencing, for sending out large groups of things to lots of people. It's a really, really great resource. If you want to host a Zoom meeting, you have to sign up, and you give them pretty basic information, email, things like that, and then you sign up and you're set, and you can host a meeting. If you want to join a meeting, you don't even have to sign up for it. The people will send you a link, and you just put the link on, click on the link, and it'll open up your Zoom client, and you will put down your name, and you'll join the meeting, whatever name you want to use in the meeting, and you will be right there. Zoom allows you to have up to 100 people in a meeting at a time, and so and the screen sharing capabilities that I talked about, that Talkie doesn't have, where you can share, like I could share my Right Now Media video and it play on your TV. Zoom can do. The reason I don't necessarily recommend it for small group meetings is because in the free version of Zoom, you can only talk for 40 minutes at a time, and then it shuts you down. And you might think, well, that's fine, I'll just start back up. So, but hypothetically, say you're in your small group and you've been meeting for 40 minutes, and it's like, okay, we need to shut back down and we need to start back up again. But you have 3 or 4 kids running around going crazy behind you. The cat's stolen the fish out of the aquarium. The dog is losing its mind. He's chewing up shoes, and they're screaming everywhere. If you're already in a Zoom chat, you can deal with that, you know. If you're not, if you have to leave and come back in, you're probably going to lose some of your people, because at that point, it doesn't matter if you're only meeting for like 5-10 more minutes. In their mind, they think, man, I've already been on this for 40 minutes, and I'm committing to another 40 minutes, whether you are or not. And so if you don't own the $15 a month version of Zoom, I wouldn't recommend it for your small group meetings. We did actually use it for mine on Tuesday. Because of its screen sharing capabilities, we actually played a game together. It's called Jackbox, and we had everybody up on the screen, and we all, most of us were able to be able to do it, and we played this game together for I don't know how long. It was quite a while, and it was just this really fantastic time, and we got to see each other. Funny thing, some of them didn't realize it was a video conferencing thing, and some of them didn't realize it was a video conferencing thing for like 10 minutes. And so when they finally realized that, they were a little worried. But it was just this really, really fun time that we got to see one another and invest in community a little bit, and just spend some time and take a break from taking a break from reality. Because this doesn't feel like much of a break, to be honest. I know some of you aren't super comfortable with video features. Okay, you're not somebody who live streams. You're not somebody who FaceTimes or whatever. If you do, you're one of those people who feels like their house has to be super perfect or whatever. And to be honest, we're all living on top of each other right now, and we're all sitting in our houses, and some of you are really, really industrious people, and you've cleaned the house, and you've painted this room, and you've built this thing, and great for you. But for the rest of us, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, you know. And so our houses are kind of dirty, and you know, there's chaos in the background, and things don't look perfect. And you know what? That's okay. We're all in that spot, and to be able to invest in someone's life and hop in there, there's something about being able to see somebody that's just better than just talking to them on the phone. To see their face, to realize that, you know what, their house isn't perfect, but they still took the time to invest in me and to call me and to to just see how things are going. There's something powerful in that, and so I would really encourage you guys to really look into some of these things. If you don't feel, there's 130 people in our church in a small group right now. If you're not one of those 130, I would still encourage you to download Zoom. We're going to be using Zoom for our student ministries. We're going to be using it to push out some things. We have some things coming down the pipe we're not quite ready to talk about yet, but we recognize that right now in Havre, the need is not, like, you're not out of, most of you probably aren't out of food. Most, like, the grocery stores are restocking plenty fast. It's not a big deal right now. There's not like a ton of cases in Montana, but you are still self-isolating, and so the need that you have is that you are absolutely losing your mind and you're worried you might kill your family. So if you don't get out of the house. So we get that, and we're sensitive to that, and so we're going to be trying to use Zoom to help with that some, in hopefully some pretty creative ways. And so, like I said, if you don't want to host, you don't even have to sign up for it. You just have to download the thing. When you download it and you run it, it's going to look like this. And you either hit join a meeting and type in the code that you were sent, or copy and paste it in, or you sign in. And if you sign in, again, I learned during the live stream that if I actually click these buttons, it kills my stream and it's just like a black screen. So I'm not going to do that. But if you sign into it, then that's great. You can host a meeting. And if you just don't want to host and you just want to join, that's fine too. Zoom and Talkie are both phenomenal resources right now for connecting with our neighbors in our community. So say imagine you picked out 4 or 5 people in the church that you know, or that you know are single, or are sick with something else right now. So people have different things that aren't COVID-19, and they're just at home in bed, or maybe they're just a mom who's stuck at home and she's while her husband works, or a husband who's stuck at home while the wife works, or just people who are in an at-risk situation with the COVID stuff, and people who could really use somebody to just come alongside of them and say, hey, how are you doing? This is a phenomenal way to do that. To hop into someone's living room and share your life with them in a little way, and just check up on them. It's so easy to use, guys. It's so easy to use. Like Talkie is you literally just type in like whatever you want it to be, and then just copy and paste a link in, and then people can join you. It's the easiest thing in the world, and it allows us to invest in one another in a way that maybe we can't in other ways right now. Obviously, I think I've said this before, but obviously video chat isn't the ideal. But the church is the church, and we do whatever community we're able to do. And if you had a relative who had the flu, you probably wouldn't necessarily pop in on them, or if they're quarantined in a nursing home, you wouldn't necessarily pop in on them, but you can still connect with them, you can still chat with them, and you can still invest in them. Some of you are saying that I've got FaceTime, I've got Duo, I've got Skype, I have Facebook. Even Facebook has a video chat feature. Why do I need this? The reason we're pushing these things out to you is because there are so many options. So if you pick one and you're like, this is how I'm going to communicate with people, like I have an iPad, but I don't have an iPhone. So if you try and FaceTime me, and my iPad most of the time is sitting inside of my backpack, and I'm not anywhere near my backpack, I can't see you. Or if I try and Duo you and all you've got is an iPhone, then you're not going to get it, And so what this does is it creates a hey, this is what we're using. We all can use this, and we all can talk on this. And so I can check up on my neighbors. I can communicate with my small group. I can just chat with my friends and stay connected in community during this time. Next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is not a video chat feature. It is actually Facebook. A lot of you guys are already on our Facebook page. You've liked our Facebook page. You've seen what there is to see. If you scroll down, like, you'll see announcements. You'll see different things. Like Kenny had a live stream yesterday of worship that was really fun. And that's our main Facebook page. But a lot of you either are using another feature of it, or you're in another feature but you're not using it. But that's what I want to talk to you guys about. These are groups. So Facebook groups are a place for you to invest in like-minded community. So if you've ever noticed, if you ever tried to post something to our Facebook page, you'll notice that you can't. Only administrators can post to our Facebook page, and there's a reason for that. And if you spend 10 seconds on the rest of Facebook, you'll see why. The Facebook can really quickly become super politicized. It can be repost this, or something bad will happen to you. Or there's just a lot of just junk on Facebook. And so we wanted our page to be something that you can quickly and concisely get the information you need. But that's not really a place for community. You can't really engage in community just by only responding to posts that other people make. And so that's what Facebook groups are for. If you look at these groups, you're going to find a bunch of different groups for all sorts of different situations. You have student ministry parents, you have the bulletin board we'll talk about in a second, small group leaders, Wednesday nights, college ministry, women, men, student ministries again. There's groups for all sorts of different things. We have more groups that actually aren't listed there, that aren't connected. There's a children's ministry one. There's a different one for the college ministry. There's MOPS. I'm sure there's more. But groups are this place where you, like I said, you can go in and you can find people who are like-minded, and you can discuss whatever it is you'd like to discuss. You can post. You can reply to posts. You can really just talk about whatever it is you'd like to talk about. Ask questions. See what everybody's up to. If you're stuck at home and you're just not really sure what to do with your time, this would be a great place to discuss that with people and be like, hey, what are you guys up to? Give me some ideas. What does life look like for you right now? We can click here. There's rules to it. There's not a lot of rules to it. So what this says, if you click here and look at about, it says, as always, political, racial, or inflammatory posts will not be tolerated. Always treat others with respect as you represent Jesus in our online community. So just don't post anything political. Don't post any racial stuff or things just meant to get people mad. We'll delete it, and we'll because we're going to make sure that doesn't happen here, because this is a safe place for people. But we do want you to engage through here, and engage with a smaller group of people that aren't necessarily like the big chunk of Facebook at large, in a safe environment where you can ask questions or put out ideas and not have to worry about things. This page is kind of unique. This is our community bulletin board. Think of this as a bulletin board, like what you'd see at IGA or wherever else the bulletin boards are in town. This is a place where if you have a business, if you have an event, you have an MLM, you have a mat play coming up, you want to re-post about your business's hours, you want to post about something that's going on in your life, or something that's going on in the community, in the church, or community at large, this is the place to do it. Within the guidelines of the rules that we set out about be edifying to one another and whatnot. You are more than welcome to use this bulletin board. If you have a need, you could, and you don't, whatever reason you don't want to send it to the church office, you just rather ask people in the group if anybody can help you with that, this would be a great place to put it. If you have, you're like, hey, I've got some free time and I can help somebody out with something. This would be a great place to put it. If you're like, hey, I'm going to the store, I'm willing to drop off some stuff outside your house, so you don't have to go out too because you're at risk right now. This is a great place to put it. If you don't know somebody you can help that way personally, maybe seek them out on here, or contact the church office and we can help you with that too. Again, I can't stress enough. Groups are something that are not super being utilized right now, but again are just a great tool now that we can't really meet face to face, for us to stay connected, have ongoing conversations with like-minded people, and with groups you don't even have to show their face, like those other two apps I talked about. And so you just go on there, and a lot of you are already on Facebook, and just hop right into there. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is Right Now Media. Now, Right Now Media is, if you're not on Right Now, I don't know why. It's a service that we're providing free of charge to you that has tons and tons and tons of resources for you guys. Most of our small groups are using studies from Right Now Media. There's stuff for kids, there's stuff for teenagers, there's stuff there's some really deep apologetic stuff, there's parenting studies, marriage studies, men's and women's studies, things about holidays. There's conferences on here. If you've ever heard of If Gathering, it's on here. If you've heard of I think Passion might be on here. There's just tons and tons of resources on here. If you want to see, we have a click over here on the left side. There's this is Fifth Avenue Christian Church. We have curated lists for you. Bible book studies, some stuff for kids, topical studies, apologetics, so defense of your faith stuff. These are 3D guided tours of Bible lands. That's sweet. It's so easy to use, and I know we're going to be referencing some materials for you guys as time goes on. That'll be links in Right Now. And so if you're not linked into Right Now, just shoot us a message, and we would love to get you linked into Right Now. If you know somebody who would like to get linked into Right Now, all I need is their email, and I can add them in, and they'll get an email back that says, hey, here's this, go ahead and set up your login for Right Now, and then they have access to it. It is so easy to use. It's super great. I know quite a few of you are using it right now. I'd love to get the rest of you on there to use it. Even if you just know somebody who's just you know what, I'm at home a lot right now, and I've got my kids with me, and I don't really trust, I'm all the stuff that's on Netflix or Hulu or Disney or whatever it is you've got. Right Now is a solution we can provide you for free that will give biblically based stuff for you to use and engage with your families. Super, super great. Cannot push Right Now Media enough. I believe that is everything. So to review, please check out our website. It will have a hub of all sorts of information for you as you move forward with your social distancing. Please download the Zoom client. We have some really cool things coming with that. If you don't have a PC or a laptop, you can do it through your app store with just search for Zoom Cloud Meetings. Talkie can be reached through any web browser and is a great way to check up on your neighbors and meet with your small groups. Join our groups. If there's not a group that really connects with you, let me know, because you're probably not the only one, and we can get that solved. And then please sign up for Right Now Media. Just shoot me an email, and I've got you covered. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to give me a call, shoot me a text, shoot me a message. I would love to help get you set up on this stuff and help you continue to be connected with your community while you're social distancing during the crazy, crazy times that we live in. That's all I've got for right now. Love you guys. Thanks.